Hello and good evening. Sasela once again, lesson 4 for APUSH. Let's get this going. We ain't got much time to go, and I really don't want to keep you guys longer than you should. I'll be doing it the same, reviewing and then adding on some extra goodies. So, if you need me, hey, APUSH Live, join. I'd be more than happy to give you more content. I really can't dive in as much as I would love to, but I'm helping out as best I can. Office hours, book them. I need to change them. And right. Textbooks, you can rent it. I recommend the American Yop. We are on Unit 4. The others arrive. I'm going to go through all three of them. We'll do the self-check at the end. I got some maps for us to share. Right, so describe the motivations for and characteristics of early English, French, and Dutch activities in North America. They all come over to get rich or to find monies. At the same time, they're running out of trees in Europe, so they need more wood, and the Americas are full of it. Full of it. Everyone for different reasons. The 1500s are, man, just terrible. The Spanish, this in red. The Spanish are driven by the 3 Gs: God, gold, and glory. Right? It's praise the Lord. Let's make some money. And our names live on forever. Right? The French are in it also for money, but they're doing it off fur. They're in Canada. That's why the French, those Canadians speak French. Really nice with the natives, probably the best ones. And then the British, I'll put them in light blue. The British, at first, it's to escape what is known as religious persecution. Stay in England. You're not part of the religion. They're going to arrest you or kill you. So let's go from England to the Americas where we can worship freely, which is why we have freedom of religion in the United States, right? So, reading assignments, the arrival of the English, pages 18 to 22. I'll get to that in a bit, right? Why did the English become more interested in Americas after 1492? Terms: John Cabot, charters, mercantilism, Protestant Reformation, Calvinism, Anglicanism, Elizabeth I, and the Puritans. John Cabot, just like John Calvin, will change religion. You don't got to be Catholic. We can be less hardcore and still worship Christ. But charters like permission, charters to go across the America. Mercantilism, more money, more power, or the power of a nation's wealth is determined. The power of a nation is determined by its wealth. The Protestant Reformation starts in Europe, and it's essentially, you don't got to be Catholic. We can be else. Henry VIII will break away from the church, the Holy Roman Church, make his own church. The Pope isn't in charge. I'm in charge as the king. Wow. And then we have Elizabeth I and the Puritans. Elizabeth I is Henry's daughter. The Puritans would escape England to head to the New World to make their practice their own religion. The Puritans will become the Pilgrims, right? The French and the Dutch, and then the first English settlers, right? Look up key terms. I gave you some of them. I am going to give it to you in pictures. So the Spanish. Looking at this map here, open image in the page so we can see it better. Right. Oh man, the Spanish. By 1808, Spain will control a good chunk of South America. They'll control Mexico. They'll control South America. All this is Spanish territory. Over time, they lose some territory, but it's still theirs. Wow, to the Spanish. All right, look at this. Amazing how much territory the Spanish will actually come to control. Spain, 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 Spain. Which is why Spanish is spoken throughout, right, the Americas. Spanish down here in orange. In green, the next ones we have are the Dutch. The Portuguese will get Brazil. Portuguese. The French will come in through the St. Lawrence River into the Great Lakes, down the Mississippi, and into the Gulf of Mexico. That's the French. And the British, when they finally arrive, I'll do them in black. They'll get the 13 colonies along the East Coast, Newfoundland, and they'll come in through this known as Hudson's Bay, and they'll get Canada will be theirs. Eventually, all these countries will clash with each other. Do I have it over here? Yeah. These British, French, and Spanish, more like the British and the French will clash. Hey, I don't like you. Hey, I don't like you. And we'll go to war. But we'll get to that in a bit. The Dutch, where are you, my Dutch? Here are the Dutch. The Dutch will end up, no, yes. The Dutch in brown will actually be in what we know today as New Amsterdam or New York City. You can't see that very well, guys. My bad. Change the color to black. Here we go. Oh, that didn't change to black. Here we go. This region right here. So New York City is actually Dutch. The British will get it from them later, right? Ultimately, over time, as I mentioned, these countries will just clash with each other. Now, a few things we got to remember, and I'll write it down for you guys in pencil. In 1588, the Spanish and the British will go to war. The Spanish will lose. This will allow the British to come over and start colonizing the Americas, right? These 13 colonies. In 1756, we'll have another war. This one will last till 1763, known as the 7 Years' War or the French and Indian War. And it's the French versus the British. The British have the 13 colonies to help them. Both of them have Native American help. Yeah, Indians, but they're not Indians. These are from India. They're Native Americans, and just depending on what nation they are, right? The French, because the Spanish already lost to them, will get Spanish help. So it becomes this world war in the Americas. Y'all with me? Back to our readings, right? So the Spanish, 3 Gs, God, gold, and glory. The English, it's more for liberty and freedom. They're wanting the gold just like the Spanish, but they don't find it. The Spanish are lucky. They show up. The Aztecs are wearing gold chains and they're wearing all this jewel, all this bling. They go to South America. The Inca are wearing gold too. The British show up like, hey, we're going to get rich also. And it doesn't happen that way. The French are in it. They're really nice to the natives. And they're mostly looking for fur up in Canada. And they get along very well. The Dutch are in it for the trade, and they are trading ridiculously. I mean, they're trading across the Atlantic, across the Pacific, making money through mercantilism, right? Our self-check activity. Let's see if these are as typical as they sound. So let's start these before I let you guys go. Which of these is the reason that English grew more interested in the Americas in the 1500s? Ooh, I wonder if I gave you guys this response already. The English explorers were eager to conquer large areas of land for their own empire to rival Spain? Maybe. There was a great desire for land, something increasingly scarce. Ooh, there was little land in Europe. They wanted to spread Catholicism to areas of the Americas the Spanish had been unable to reach. I'm not sure about that one. They rejected the doctrines of mercantilism. Everybody was into mercantilism. So we're in between 3 of them. I'll leave it to you. If you're not sure, you get a low grade. I'll reopen it. Just got to email me and let me know. Which of these is true of the French colonization in the Americas? French courier de bois, these are runners of the woods who would run messages and these furs from place to place, preached and converted many Indians. They did make them Christian. By 1600, the French colonies rivaled those of Spain in size, population, and wealth. I'm not sure about that one. The first permanent French foothold in North America was St. Augustine. This is actually Spanish, and San Agustin is in Florida. We have a church in my city called St. Augustine in Laredo. Let me see if I can pop it up for you guys real quick. New window. Thank you. St. Augustine Church, Laredo, Texas. This is my church, San Agustin Church, the oldest church in town, St. Augustine. It's near the river, literally. Like, if I put you guys on maps, you can take a little field trip. Yeah. There's the church and there's the Rio Grande. I know you really can't see it all too well. So let this finish loading and then I can go to satellite view because thank you CIA and government for this, right? There's the river. There's the Catholic Church. I can't 3D this, but I can drop this guy in here. And it should be able to take me to street view. Should not. Should not. Hey, welcome to downtown Laredo. There's our church. St. Augustine Church, the new church. The old church is actually where this square is at. You all see that square on the floor? This was the original church, this little structure, which was washed down a few times. This is our downtown plaza. The river is right behind those buildings, but we're not here for that, right? Let's go back to Southside over here. The French had more success in fishing and pirating than established. I don't know. English colonization in the 1500s can be best described in what way? What English colonization? As extensive as Spanish? Nah. Finally, a successful colony? Not really. It was in 1607 is the first British colony at Jamestown. One failed attempt after another, almost complete success in North America. Sure. Then what did the Dutch want in North America when they established New Netherland? Gold, silk, tobacco, or furs? Tobacco comes in the 1600s. Silk, that's a Chinese thing. Gold is not in North America. Furs, maybe. Good luck. I wish you guys the best. I will see you guys tomorrow. Let me, yeah. Adios.